Jose. Canale. Bang. Paraguay, the 41st ranked team in the world, stuns the four-time World Cup champs from Germany, and they move on.
Lem tell you something. Nobody saw this coming. Not the fans, not the pundits, not even the German supporters who walked into the stadium expecting another professional knockout performance. Because when you hear the words Germany and World Cup, you automatically think of dominance, 4 world titles, legendary comebacks, ice-cold mentality, the team that somehow always finds a way. But on this night, everything changed. And somewhere across Paraguay, millions of people were watching history unfold with tears in their eyes. Because this wasn't just another football match. This was one of those nights people will be talking about for decades. The internet literally lost its mind. The football world couldn't believe what it had just witnessed. And honestly, neither could Germany. Going into this knockout clash, almost everyone had Germany as the clear favorite. Sure, Paraguay had fought their way out of a difficult group. Sure, they'd shown grit, but beating Germany over 120 minutes on the biggest stage, almost nobody believed it was possible. Yet, that's exactly what makes football different from every other sport. Sometimes passion beats talent, sometimes belief beats reputation, and sometimes history decides to write a brand new chapter. From the opening whistle, Germany looked exactly how everyone expected them to. They controlled possession. They moved ball confidently. They looked organized, patient, comfortable, like a team waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Meanwhile, Paraguay looked completely different. They weren't interested in playing pretty football. They weren't trying to impress anyone with flashy passing sequences. They came with one mission: survive, fight, and make Germany earn every single inch of that pitch. Every meant something. Every clearance felt like a goal. Every defensive block fired up their teammates even more. You could already tell this wasn't going to be comfortable night Germany had planned. But here's where people misunderstood the game. If you only looked at possession stats, Germany in control. If you actually watched the match, it was a completely different story. Paraguay weren't chasing the ball because they wanted Germany to have it. It was the trap. They defended with unbelievable discipline. Their defensive lines broke shape. Every German attack kept running into another wall, another body, another tackle, another interception. It wasn't beautiful. It was brutal and working perfectly. This wasn't luck. This was preparation. Every player knew exactly where to be, exactly when to press, exactly when to fall back, exactly when to sacrifice their body for the badge. Meanwhile, frustration slowly started creeping into Germany's game. You could feel it. The longer match stayed level, the heavier it became. Because here's the thing about knockout football: favorites just play against 11 opponents. They play against expectations. Every missed chance feels twice as painful. Every wasted attack adds even more pressure. Every minute that passes without a goal starts planting doubt inside your head. And that's what was happening. Germany just fighting Paraguay anymore. They were fighting time. They were fighting pressure. They were fighting themselves. Wait, this is where things started getting really dangerous. Instead of panicking, Paraguay actually grew stronger. Every successful tackle boosted their confidence. Every save from the goalkeeper made the crowd believe a little more. Every mistake reminded them, we actually have a chance. That's when football becomes psychological. Because confidence is contagious. Once one team starts believing, the other questioning. And Germany were slowly beginning to question everything. Their passes became slower. Their attacks became predictable. Their body language changed. You could see players looking around for answers. Paraguay, they looked fearless. Almost like they had accepted the pressure, turned it into fuel. The commentators couldn't stop praising their discipline. Some even argued that despite Germany seeing more of the ball, Paraguay had actually played the smarter match. Think about that for a second. The underdogs weren't surviving anymore. They were competing. They had successfully dragged one of football's biggest giants into exactly exactly the kind of battle they wanted. Physical, messy, emotional, and completely unpredictable. Then, extra time. Normally, this is where experienced teams like Germany take over. Years of tournament football, World Cup pedigree, elite fitness, championship mentality. Everything pointed toward Germany finally finding the breakthrough. But came. Instead, Paraguay kept standing. Wave after wave. Attack after attack. Minute after minute. They simply refused to break. The pressure became unbearable. Not for Paraguay, for Germany. Because now every single player knew one terrifying truth. If this goes to penalties, anything can happen. And nobody, absolutely nobody, wanted their World Cup dream to come down to a shootout, especially against a team that had absolutely nothing left to lose. The stadium atmosphere completely changed. Fans stopped celebrating attacks. They started praying. Every misplaced pass drew gasps. Every whistle felt louder. Every second felt longer. The entire football world was sitting on the edge of its seat. Social media was already exploding before penalties had even started. People sensed something special. People sensed history. But nobody, absolutely nobody, could have predicted the chaos that was about to unfold, because the penalty shootout didn't just decide a football match. It created one of the most unforgettable World Cup moments in years. And what happened from the very first kick completely changed everything. The moment the referee blew the whistle for penalties, the entire stadium froze. This wasn't just about technique anymore. This was about nerve, pressure, mentality, and who could keep their cool when everything was on the line. Germany, been here before. A nation famous for winning penalty shootouts. For decades, football fans believed one thing: never bet against Germany on penalties. But this night was different. This wasn't the Germany people remembered and knew it. Every Paraguayan player walked to the spot with one simple mindset: believe. No fear, no hesitation, just confidence. Then the drama kicked into another gear. The shootout became an emotional roller coaster that nobody could have scripted. Every successful penalty sent the Paraguayan fans into absolute chaos. Every German kick carried the weight of an entire football nation. Then came the first massive twist. Germany's goalkeeper stepped up with a huge save, dragging his team right back into the contest. Suddenly, it felt like momentum had shifted again. German fans found their voices. Players believing. Commentators thought the comeback was on. For a few moments, it looked like Germany had escaped. But football has a cruel way of crushing hope when you least expect it. Because Paraguay didn't panic. Instead of letting the pressure consume them, they reset instantly. That's what impressed analysts the most after the match. This team never lost belief. Even after missed opportunities, they kept trusting each other. No heads dropped, no arguments, no frustration, just focus. And that's incredibly rare in a penalty shootout. Then came another unbelievable twist. Paraguay missed again. Now thought Germany had the advantage. The pressure completely flipped. One successful German penalty could change everything, but that's started winning. Instead of showing the ruthless mentality Germany built its reputation on, mistakes crept in. The confidence disappeared. The body changed. You could actually see hesitation before players even struck the ball. Meanwhile, Paraguay looked strangely calm, almost like they had accepted whatever happened next. That mindset made all the difference, because when sudden death arrived, every kick felt like it carried the weight of history. Nobody blinked. Nobody looked away. Millions around the world were watching. Germany missed. The entire stadium gasped. And suddenly, Paraguay had one kick to complete the biggest upset of the tournament. Imagine standing over that ball. Your country's dreams. Generations of football history. Millions watching back home. One kick. That's it. No second chances. No replay. Just one moment could define your career forever. And somehow, he buried it. Ice cold. No hesitation. Panic. Just pure belief. The net rippled. The whistle blew. And absolute scenes unfolded. Paraguay's players sprinted across the pitch. Some collapsed onto the grass in tears. Others straight toward their goalkeeper. The bench emptied within seconds. It wasn't just celebration. It was relief. It was pride. It was history. The commentators couldn't hide their excitement either. They praised Paraguay's defensive masterclass, saying they bent but never broke, stuck to their game plan, and fully deserved their place in the round of 16 despite Germany enjoying more possession. Meanwhile, Germany Germany stood frozen. Some players stared into space. Others dropped to their knees. Months of preparation gone just like that. Fans online reacted instantly. Football is unbelievable. One of the greatest upsets ever. Paraguay just showed the world what heart looks like. Those were the kinds of reactions flooding social media within minutes. But while Paraguay celebrated one of the greatest nights in their football history, Germany's was only beginning. Because once the celebrations ended, the toughest questions of all were about to be asked. When the celebrations finally settled, one thing became crystal clear. This wasn't just a famous win for Paraguay. It was a wake-up call for Germany. The post-match analysis wasn't focused on bad luck. It was focused on identity. Football experts questioned whether Germany had become too predictable. Yes, they dominated possession, but when Plan A failed, there didn't seem to be a Plan B. Former players even suggested that something fundamental was missing: the fight, the grit, and the relentless mentality that once made Germany feared around the world. On the other side, Paraguay became the ultimate underdog story. Their coach was praised as a tactical genius. Instead of celebrating every moment, he stayed locked to the game, constantly thinking about adjustments. Calm leadership helped shape one of the biggest victories in Paraguayan football history. But the biggest winner wasn't just Paraguay, it was football itself. Because nights like these remind us why billions of people fall in love with this sport. Money doesn't guarantee victory. Big names don't guarantee success. History doesn't score goals. Belief does. Discipline does. Heart does. Years from now, people probably won't remember every pass Germany completed, but they'll always remember Paraguay shocked the football world. The night underdog refused to quit. The night penalties rewrote history. And that's exactly why this moment will live forever. It wasn't just a match. It wasn't just a penalty shootout. It wasn't just an upset. It was history in real time. A reminder that in football, the impossible is always one kick away from becoming reality. What do you think? Has Paraguay just delivered the biggest upset of this World Cup, or do you think an even bigger shock is still to come? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next football story. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.